Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into a fresh interview from CNBC's Squawk on the Street, where Dan Ives from Wedbush Securities shares his latest take on the tech sector. And let me tell you, it's a big one. According to Dan, right now the only real safety net in tech is software. Not chips, not devices, software. So here's what we're gonna do. First, I'll play you the full clip of Dan Ives breaking it all down. What he's seeing from CIOs, hyperscalers, and why certain AI-driven companies might be stronger than people think. Then I'll jump back in with my own take, break it down for you in plain English, and also give you a full detailed analysis on 3 tech stocks Dan Ives is signaling as strong buys right now. If you only watch one video today, make sure it's this one and watch it all the way to the end. There's a lot of insight in here you don't want to miss. Go ahead and smash that like button. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 likes on this one. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share the video with someone who needs this info, and of course, subscribe so you never miss another investing update. Alright, let's roll the clip and hear exactly what Dan Ives had to say.
Wedbush Dan Ives here to help us break it all down, part of the tech sector he's calling a safety blanket this morning. All right, where is the safety right now then in that blanket?
The only safety area that it's in software. I mean, I think for the first time since this started, we did survey work, almost 100 data points that we have across, CIOs, IT managers, projects. And it's really these hyperscale deals and a lot of the AI projects, only about 5% of them, maybe 10% of them are getting pushed. So that's much better than we expected, which I think specifically bodes well Microsoft, Alphabet. I think Amazon in terms of their AWS numbers. Names like Palantir on the software side. So to me, and that also is even for cybersecurity, and what we're trying to do is sort of navigate this period for investors, be like, look, chips we've talked about in terms of everything with NVIDIA, Apple, and everything we've seen in the supply chain.
You've used the word Armageddon more than once, I know that.
Look, because the reality is that at night, when we're talking to the supply chain, that's what they're telling us. Because you start to look at what's happened in terms of orders, where the raw materials are coming from, what that ultimate ripple effect is. And that's something where the visibility there is so clouded. The only area that we see as a safety blanket in this storm, Category 5 storm, is software. Mm-hmm. And I think with the hyperscalers, we'll see Google tonight, I think Microsoft next week, I think that is going to be a narrative that plays out, that a lot of these AI projects, I think Palantir is a good example of it, they're actually holding up because of the priorities that we're seeing. That was much better than we expected, finished out last night.
Now, back before, of course, all we did was talk about tariffs. All we did was talk about data centers. Yep. And the AI boom, so to speak. Of course, you were one of the biggest, certainly, cheerleaders. The revolution, so to speak, Dan. We're trying to determine where spending is right now. Every day, investors are still trying to figure out, is Microsoft backing away? Is OpenAI filling the gap? Is CoreWeave, going to actually be a key beneficiary in some way? On and on from there. We haven't heard from any of the hyperscalers yet in terms of their spending plans. What are you hearing and what are you expecting?
So in terms of like the abandoning data center and just all the controversies there, I strongly disagree from all of our work that that's happening. Now, again, is there reallocation on the edges? But I continue to believe, when I think about the $325 billion in CapEx, you could maybe see some of that get a bit lower, but ultimately what I'm seeing from a hyperscale and big tech, they're plowing ahead. Because the reality is that they recognize that it is still an arms race. So you talk about AI revolution is still here. Despite tariffs and all the uncertainty and sort of the twilight zone we're going through, but no tech company wants to be the one where I'm going to pull back, you're going to go ahead, and then I'm behind. And I think the narrative I expect to see in earnings season, not about the guidance, it's about them basically recommitting, because that's what they're hearing from their customers. And we've talked about it. We've already cut numbers 10% across the board. But I think factored into these stocks are 10, 15% earnings cuts across the board already in terms of where we're looking at.
I believe Sarah has a question.
Wait, Dan, just on enterprise spending, right, which is the other piece of this. From my conversation with IBM, it does feel like this time is different. Always when you see a slowdown in growth or recession, companies cut their tech spending. Is it different this time because of AI, and because what that allows companies to do is save on cost, and that just totally changes the dynamic about what investors should be expecting on enterprise spending?
Yeah, I think Arvind nailed it in terms of IBM, because we're seeing similar things where The difference here too is that a lot of the CIOs we're talking to, they're already, if you're $6 million into a $12 million project, you're not stopping right now because of tariffs. So what's happening is that a lot of these projects, about 15% of IT budgets, they've been green-lighted. So you're seeing a lot of the AI projects, a lot of the hyperscaler stuff that's getting done. And I'd also say even on the cybersecurity side. Now look, in terms of other priorities, lower priorities, those are getting pushed. But that is the difference that's happening here. And that's why I think software and cybersecurity will be significant outperformers in tech as we go through this storm.
All right, Dan Ives came in hot with some big points, and if you blinked, you might have missed how significant some of this was. First off, he calls software the safety blanket of the tech sector right now. That's a bold statement considering how volatile everything has been. But what he's basically saying is that in the middle of what feels like a Category 5 financial storm, software, particularly AI-driven enterprise software, is proving to be remarkably resilient. He even goes as far as saying that only about 5–10% of AI projects are being delayed, and that's based on direct survey work with CIOs and IT managers. That's big. In a time when the market feels like it's on shaky ground, these companies are still spending on AI. And what does that mean for us as investors? Well, it points straight to stocks like Microsoft, Google, Amazon's AWS, and yes, even Palantir, which he specifically called out as a name that's holding up stronger than expected. Now here's where Dan really pulls back the curtain. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He says outright that supply chain insiders are throwing around words like Armageddon. That's a word he's used more than once, and it tells you how serious the situation is behind the scenes. Orders are slowing, visibility is clouded, and there's a ripple effect happening across the sector. But despite that chaos, software is still getting budget priority. This is super important, because we've seen tech budgets get slashed in previous downturns. But Dan argues that this time is different, and that's mainly because of AI. Now let's really dig into this AI angle. Dan makes a great point. AI isn't just hype anymore, it's mission critical. Companies are seeing it as a way to cut costs and become more efficient. And if a company is already halfway into a $12 million AI project, they're not going to pull the plug just because of some tariffs or market volatility. This shift is what's keeping the spending alive. He also says AI projects are eating up about 15% of IT budgets right now, and that number is staying firm. That's your bull case for why hyperscaler stocks, again, Microsoft, Google, AWS, are still in a solid, long-term position, even if the broader market is wobbling. I really liked what Dan said about cybersecurity as well. He sees it along with software as major outperformers in the coming months. And honestly, that tracks. If companies are still spending to protect their infrastructure and optimize with AI, then names like CrowdStrike, Scalar, Palantir, and others are going to be riding that wave. This is the kind of insight that helps you position your portfolio defensively while still being in the growth game. One of Dan's most important insights was how earnings season is going to be more about recommitment than guidance. That's an important distinction. These companies aren't expected to blow us away with upside surprises, but they are expected to double down on AI and cloud infrastructure. And that recommitment is a bullish signal in itself. He even said Wall Street has already priced in 10–15% earnings cuts, so if companies just meet expectations and confirm they're still all in on AI, that could be a trigger for a rebound in tech stocks. So, here's the bottom line. Dan Ives is telling us that despite the storm, despite tariffs, despite supply chain chaos, the AI revolution is still pushing forward. And if you're looking for areas of safety, your best bets are AI software, cybersecurity, and cloud infrastructure. Now let me give a full detailed analysis on the 3 software companies that Dan Ives believes are absolute must-buys for 2025. These are companies that are at the forefront of innovation and industry leadership. We're talking about a leader in data analytics, a pioneer in business process automation, and a giant in enterprise technology. These aren't just some random picks. We're talking about companies with the potential to explode in the next few years. First up, we've got Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR, a company that's practically straight out of a spy movie. But instead of secret agents sneaking around in the shadows, Palantir's secret weapon is something even more powerful: data. And not just any data, but mountains of it, collected, organized, and analyzed with a level of sophistication that would make even the most seasoned intelligence operative jealous. Palantir has built its reputation on being able to take vast, complicated data sets and turn them into actionable insights. Imagine a team of digital detectives sifting through endless streams of information, connecting dots that no one else can see. That's what Palantir does best. We're talking massive amounts of data, petabytes flowing through their systems every single day. From financial transactions to social media chatter, from logistics to medical records, Palantir's technology is designed to handle it all, securely and efficiently, and they know how to use it. Palantir specializes in data analytics and AI-driven solutions, building platforms that help organizations not just store data, but truly understand it. Their software can spot patterns, predict outcomes, and even suggest the best course of action. Think of them as the ultimate data detectives, helping organizations make sense of complex information. Whether it's tracking down fraud, optimizing supply chains, or identifying security threats, Palantir's tools are like a magnifying glass for the digital age. Now, Palantir's got its hands in some pretty big pies. They work with government agencies, helping them track everything from national security threats to disaster response. In fact, Palantir's software has been used in everything from military operations to public health crises, making them a trusted partner for some of the world's most critical missions. But it's not just the government that's knocking on Palantir's door. They're also making waves in the commercial sector, working with businesses in healthcare, finance, and even energy. Companies are using Palantir's platforms to streamline operations, improve patient outcomes, detect financial crimes, and manage complex infrastructure projects. Think about it. In today's world, data is king, and Palantir is the kingmaker. They're helping organizations unlock the hidden potential in their data, leading to better decisions, increased efficiency, and yes, even bigger profits. The ability to harness data effectively is what separates the winners from the losers in today's economy, and Palantir is giving its clients a serious edge. Now let's talk numbers. Palantir's been on a tear lately with their revenue growing at an impressive rate. In the last few years, they've consistently beaten analyst expectations, showing strong growth in both their government and commercial segments. And the best part? They're just getting started. The demand for data-driven decision-making is only going to increase from here. As more and more organizations realize the power of data, Palantir is perfectly positioned to capitalize on this massive market opportunity. They're like the pioneers of the data frontier, blazing trails in industries that are only beginning to understand what's possible with the right technology. The future is wide open, and Palantir is leading the charge. Investing in Palantir is like investing in the future of data itself. And that, my friends, is a future that's looking very, very bright. As the world becomes more connected and more reliant on information, companies like Palantir will only become more essential. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Do your own research, check out their financials, and see for yourself why Palantir is a stock that deserves a spot in your portfolio. Look at their client list, their technology, and their growth trajectory. It's all there for you to explore. Remember, we're talking about a company that's changing the game, and that's always a good thing for investors. So buckle up, because with Palantir, you're in for one wild and profitable ride. The data revolution is here, and Palantir is right at the center of it all. Next up, we're diving into the world of automation with Pega Systems. Ticker symbol Pega. If you've ever wondered how the world's biggest companies keep their operations running like a well-oiled machine, Pega Systems is often the secret ingredient behind the scenes. This company is quietly powering the digital transformation of industries you interact with every day, from banking and insurance to healthcare and retail. Now I know what you're thinking. Automation? That sounds kind of boring. Maybe you're picturing endless lines of code, robots replacing people, or just another software tool collecting dust on a hard drive. But let's be real. The reality is way more exciting than the stereotype. But trust me, this is anything but boring. Pega Systems is like the cool kid on the automation block, making businesses run smoother, faster, and more efficiently than ever before. They're not just about replacing people with machines. They're about empowering teams to do their best work, unleashing creativity, and helping companies adapt to a rapidly changing world. So what exactly does Pega Systems do? They're all about business process automation and customer engagement software. In other words, they help companies streamline their operations and create amazing experiences for their customers. Their platforms are designed to connect every part of a business, from the front desk to the back office, ensuring that information flows seamlessly and nothing falls through the cracks. We're talking about automating those tedious, repetitive tasks that suck the life out of employees and slow down businesses. Think about all the paperwork, the data entry, the endless back-and-forth emails. These are the things that drain productivity and morale, and Pega Systems is on a mission to eliminate them for good. Pega Systems helps companies kiss all that goodbye. With their innovative software, businesses can automate these processes, freeing up their employees to focus on what really matters: innovation, creativity, and providing top-notch customer service. Imagine a workplace where people spend less time on mindless tasks and more time solving real problems, building relationships and driving growth. And it's not just about making things easier for employees. Pegasystems solutions are highly customizable, allowing businesses to tailor automation to their unique needs. Whether it's integrating with legacy systems or building brand new workflows, Pegasystems gives companies the flexibility to innovate at their own pace. And speaking of customers, Pegasystems is all about making them happy. Their customer engagement software helps businesses personalize interactions, anticipate needs, and build lasting relationships. With advanced AI and machine learning, Pegasystems enables companies to predict what customers want before they even ask, creating a truly personalized experience. In today's hyper-competitive market, customer experience is everything, and Pegasystems is giving businesses the tools they need to create experiences that keep customers coming back for more. Happy customers mean repeat business, glowing reviews, and a reputation that attracts even more clients. But it's not just about making customers happy, it's also about making businesses more profitable. By automating processes and improving customer engagement, Pegasystems helps companies save money, increase efficiency, and boost their bottom line. The results speak for themselves: faster turnaround times, fewer errors, and a workforce that's motivated to achieve more. And that, my friends, is what we like to call a win-win. Now let's talk about why Pegasystems is a must-buy for 2025. As digital transformation accelerates, companies are under pressure to do more with less, and Pegasystems is perfectly positioned to help them rise to the challenge. The demand for automation software is exploding right now, and Pegasystems is leading the charge. They've got a strong track record of innovation, a loyal customer base, and a massive market opportunity ahead of them. Their solutions are trusted by Fortune 500 companies and nimble startups alike, proving their versatility and staying power. Pegasystems is also investing heavily in research and development, ensuring they stay ahead of the curve as technology evolves. Their commitment to continuous improvement means they're always rolling out new features, smarter automation, and better ways to connect with customers. Investing in Pegasystems is like investing in the future of efficiency. And in a world that's only getting faster and more demanding, that's a smart move for any investor. As businesses race to keep up with digital trends, Pegasystems stands out as a reliable partner for sustainable growth. So don't sleep on Pegasystems. This is a company that's transforming the way businesses operate, unlocking new levels of productivity, and shaping the future of work. If you're looking for a stock that's built for tomorrow, Pegasystems deserves a spot on your radar. Now, for our final stock pick, we're going with a true legend, International Business Machines Corporation, or as everyone knows them, IBM. This is a company that's been a cornerstone of the tech world for generations, a name that's practically synonymous with innovation and reliability. But what's truly fascinating is how IBM is writing a brand new chapter in its story, one that's all about transformation, reinvention, and a bold leap into the future of technology. Now I know what you're thinking, IBM, isn't that like your grandpa's tech company, the one that made those big boxy computers and mainframes back in the day? And you know what? You're not wrong. IBM's been around for over a century, and they've seen it all. From punch cards to personal computers, from typewriters to supercomputers, IBM has been at the heart of every major technological shift. But here's the thing. IBM is not your grandpa's tech company anymore. The IBM of today is a dynamic, forward-thinking powerhouse filled with young talent and fresh ideas, all working together to shape the next era of technology. Sure, they've got that legacy, that history of innovation and reliability. Their walls are lined with patents and their timeline is packed with world-changing inventions. But they're not just resting on their laurels. IBM is also a company that's constantly evolving, adapting, and reinventing itself. They're not afraid to challenge the status quo, to pivot when the market demands it, and to invest in the technologies that will define tomorrow. And in recent years, they've been making some serious moves in the software and AI space. This isn't just a minor shift, it's a full-scale transformation, with IBM pouring resources into research, development, and strategic acquisitions to build a world-class software portfolio. We're talking about cutting-edge technologies like cloud computing, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. These are the engines driving the digital economy, and IBM is right at the center of the action, helping businesses harness the power of data and automation. IBM is no longer just about hardware. They're now a major player in the software game. Their platforms and solutions are powering everything from small startups to the world's largest enterprises. One of the most exciting things about IBM is their focus on hybrid cloud solutions. In a world where businesses need to move fast and stay flexible, IBM's hybrid cloud lets companies blend their existing infrastructure with the limitless possibilities of the cloud. They understand that businesses today need flexibility and agility, and they're providing the tools to make that happen. Whether it's managing sensitive data, scaling operations, or integrating new technologies, IBM's hybrid cloud platform is designed to meet the needs of modern enterprises. With IBM's hybrid cloud platform, companies can seamlessly connect their on-premises infrastructure with the cloud, getting the best of both worlds. This means more security, more control, and more opportunities for innovation. But it's not just about the cloud. IBM is also pushing the boundaries in other areas that are shaping the future of business and society. IBM is also making waves in artificial intelligence with their Watson platform. Watson isn't just a buzzword, it's a suite of AI tools that's helping organizations make smarter decisions, faster. From healthcare to finance to customer service, Watson is being used to solve some of the world's most complex problems. Doctors are using it to diagnose diseases, banks are using it to detect fraud, and businesses everywhere are using it to deliver better customer experiences. And as AI continues to revolutionize industries across the board, IBM is positioning itself to be a leader in this transformative technology. They're not just following trends, they're setting them, investing in ethical AI, and working to ensure that these powerful tools are used responsibly. Now let's address the elephant in the room. For years, IBM has been seen as a slow-moving giant, more focused on stability and dividends than on rapid growth. IBM has been considered a value stock for a while now, known more for its dividends than its growth. Investors have often looked elsewhere for the next big thing, assuming IBM's best days were behind it. But here's the thing, IBM is undergoing a massive transformation, shifting its focus to high-growth areas like cloud computing and AI. They're investing in talent, acquiring innovative startups, and building partnerships that are opening up new markets. This transformation is already starting to pay off, with IBM showing signs of renewed growth and profitability. Their recent earnings reports are beating expectations, and analysts are starting to take notice. And as their software and AI businesses continue to gain momentum, IBM has the potential to surprise a lot of investors in the coming years. The company is building a foundation for sustainable growth, not just quick wins. Investing in IBM is like investing in a tech titan that's rediscovering its mojo. It's a rare opportunity to get in on a company with deep roots and a bold vision for the future. They've got the experience, the resources, and the innovation to compete with the best of them. Their research labs are buzzing with new ideas and their teams are more energized than ever. And with their renewed focus on software and AI, IBM is a stock that could deliver both growth and value in the years to come. It's a company that's not just surviving but thriving in a rapidly changing world. So don't underestimate the sleeping giant. IBM is waking up and the world is starting to take notice. IBM is back and they're ready to shake things up. If you're looking for a stock with a rich history, a clear vision, and the drive to lead the next wave of technological innovation, IBM deserves a spot on your radar. So there you have it, folks. 3 must-buy software stocks for 2025: Palantir, the data-driven powerhouse, Pega Systems, the automation alchemist, and IBM, the tech titan undergoing a software renaissance. Remember, these are just a few of the many exciting opportunities in the stock market right now. If you want exclusive stock tips, in-depth analysis, real-time trade alerts, and free investing guides, join the Stocks Galore Patreon today and take your investing game to the next level. Our members there get full in-depth analysis on most of these stocks I mention here. Head over to patreon.com/stocksgalore and become part of our growing community of smart investors. Link is in the description. Which of these software stocks do you think has the most potential for growth in the next 5 years? Let us know your thoughts below. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome investing content. Until next time, happy investing.